The interface is right in Create a Sim, and now we've added a Create a Dog or a Create a Cat to the Create a Sim panel. So we'll start with the dog, and I'll show you what we can do to these guys. We have, what we've provided are about 70 base breeds. So we've consulted with the, I don't know if it's the World Kennel Club, I don't know what the European equivalent is to the American Kennel Club, but they basically list all the breeds of dogs there are in the world. And so we picked out about 70 of those for dogs and about 30 for cats. There's a cat society, or it's the Cat Fanciers Association or something, where there's about 35 cat breeds listed. So we use that as a reference. And what's important to note is that all these breeds are created using the tool. It's not something that our modelers built in Maya and then copied to the data. These are things that our producers actually went in and used Create a Pet to create these particular breeds, and then, much like the players will be able to do, they'll be able to create their own breeds and just save them to the game right here in the save interface, save breed, and they'll be able to name the breed and insert it into the breed panel to add it to another one of these breeds that they can make readily available. So if they also like, much like with lots and Sims, they can package up their dog and cat breeds and upload those to the sims.com or .it, is that what it is in English? And share their breeds across the internet. So if you want to come up with the with the Ben breed or the Sam breed or the Sam Butt or whatever I end up creating, you can share that and save it to your interface and have that easy access. So if players just want to grab a quick breed and get into the game, they can just grab one of the stock breeds here, or they can mess with it. And let me show you what you could do. So basically, in changing your dog around, and you know what we could do, we could start with what we provide with providing the players the Create a Dog, sort of a generic white dog, and we can use this as our template to go nuts. So let's go down to the free panel. Coat colors and markings are sort of the key to getting that unique special dog. This works a lot like Photoshop. If you're familiar with the layering system in Photoshop, we give you an interface to add a new layer, and from the layer bin, we have about 40 of these stock markings. If I wanted to put, say, Dalmatian spots and I wanted to make them red, I just grab the Dalmatian marking and just say, if I wanted to then make a right ear, say, oops, I didn't choose a new layer, I'm going to do that first, so let's get our spots back. And if I want to just add a new layer, let's add a new layer and maybe have a gray ear. Alright, so I can add a gray ear. And I want to add, you know what, I want to have on his left ear, let's add a layer, and I want to make about a brown left ear, okay? And then I can just continue to add layers as many as I want. How about a golden back? There we go, a golden spotted back. I'll just keep adding these layers as much as I want, and we basically have all the base markings that you'd find on a standard breed. But then, adding them in this fashion, you can pretty much customize it. Let's have a chest. Okay, we'll put a gray chest on this thing. You can pretty much customize it and then also reverse the order. So if I wanted to do two different back layers, let's grab another, maybe this solid color. We'll grab, add a layer, and we'll grab this guy and let's make it black. Black, there we go. If I wanted to, say, dim this down, I can actually adjust the opacity of every layer I put on it. So now you can see through the gray tint that I've given the dog, you can now see the golden back that I already gave him. Or I can reverse the order so that I can have it reverse the priority, and I'll put that layer underneath the gray back. Oh, I didn't actually say that. But you can reverse the layer, the order of the layers, so that this has priority over this, and you can stack them on top of each other and go pretty much infinite. We've actually never had anybody crash the system with adding layer upon layer upon layer. And some of these base breeds that you saw are there's as many as 40 or 50 layers that go into it. Actually, let's go into that. I'll show you one of the more complicated breeds that we created. This Australian cattle dog looks pretty intense. Let's switch to that. And then I'll go to the layers and the markings and layers, and I'll delete them all. You can see all the layers here that go into it. This looks like it took about yeah, about 15 or 16 layers. And you can see, I'll just delete layers one by one. You can see how many it takes: 1 click, 2 click, 3 clicks, 4 clicks, 5 clicks, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's all the stages that went into creating that dog. 20, okay, 22, back down to the base white. So that's markings. There's also different fur types you can choose if you wanted a smooth coat of fur, a shaggy, or a wavy coat. If you got a dog with a nice curly coat, you can add that to your dog. And then obviously not all dogs are the same shape. So we have the ability to adjust their head type, and there's 5 base skull types that we've created that uses the templates that pretty much cover all different kinds of dogs. So that gives you the base of the dog, but then there's all the in-betweens that you can then tweak. So every piece of the body is adjustable using sliders. So if you want to create, and that's a more muscular dog right there. And we got a more streamlined, so those are full body types. If you want to apply, if you have say you've created a beagle, but you want to apply a more poodle-like coat, or say a chow-like coat of fur to that, you can take your beagle shape. This isn't a beagle. This is more of a wolfhound, but you can put chow fur around your pet, and then those are all modifiable as well. Yeesh. Gotta feed that dog. But everything is tweakable. So we picture people are going to be grabbing their dogs and cats and putting the pictures up next to the monitor and spending an hour or so trying to create their own pet. And again, we probably, I don't know what you would say the percentages of people that create themselves for The Sims, but it's a pretty high number, right?
Yeah.
So again, adding the dog and cat is another layer of the family that makes it feel like more of a complete family. But, I mean, the tweaking doesn't go, it's not limited to the body. You can go in and start modifying the face. Here we're modifying the snout, all the in-betweens, maybe the skinniness of the head, make it a fatter head, adjusting the ears, all these, ooh, hello. Whoa. Nice, huh? Whoop, big head dog, small head dog. I mean, you can have a lot of fun with this. Obviously, you can create some fairly unique-looking creatures. Ooh, a little too far there. Sometimes the extremes are too extremes. But, and I don't know if you guys know about the cheat where you can actually blow out the Sims past the level of the meters. You can do that with the dogs, too. They're going to be some crazy dogs on the web, I'm convinced. All right, so we got up ears. Maybe we'll have some floppy ears. No, I like them. No, I like the floppy this guy. And then you can, once you make them floppy, you can change the shape of them, how they pinch into the dog's head, or you can lengthen them or shorten them. You know, all sorts of fun. Oh, hello. Nice. Oof. Pretty grisly. I don't know how much I could sell this dog for. If you have open for business, you can sell your pets. You can create your own pet store. You know what? This is scary. Yeah! Look at this guy. All right. So this dog obviously needs some personality. Just like your Sims, you have to assign your pet's personalities as you create them. This dog looks like he's going to be kind of a mean dog because he's kind of scary. Or maybe he's a little coward. Maybe he's a little wimpy dog. Yeah, he's like, look at him. My owner made me laugh. Scary looking. Maybe he's a dirty dog. Or maybe he's kind of like me and just wants to sleep. Jet lag dog. Actually, that's lazy. Or he's hyper or something. Yeah, so the personality will affect which behaviors they learn quicker, or which tricks they can learn more easily. And it's the same thing with cats.